What's the deal, man? What's the deal, man? I'm just close this out. How everybody doing today, man? I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. Long night last night. How was y'all trading week, man? This week was slow as hell. Like I didn't trade that much this week. Like with the holiday being, with the bank holiday being Monday, I didn't trade Wednesday. Then I didn't get a set Friday. I really only traded like Tuesday and Thursday. I really didn't. It was like like this week was like what's going on, bro? But so today's webinar. No, I'm not hungover. No, sir. Today's webinar. I really only got two questions. Well, three actually. One question was like, can you break down Thursday's NAS 100 trade? Like, what made me want to buy? I want to break down that trade. Somebody asked me, what is your like step-by-step routine that I like when I wake up in the morning, like, and I'll send that set up to everybody, like, what am I doing? Like, what is the process? So I'm just gonna go through like a step-by-step process of what I'm looking for. And then somebody asked me, okay, if you send the signals late, where do I get in at? Okay, so if I send, let's just go to the chart. Let's go to the charts, honestly. If I send the signal late, because if I'm looking at 4, and we're in a 5 minute, and I see a setup happening, and I send it and it's late, that's kind of like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on a 5 minute, the setup already happened. I want y'all to catch it, but it's late. It's not really much I can do. But if I do send it late, take the next candle break. Either take the next candle break or get an aggressive. That's just, you know what I'm saying? That's your choice, but take the next candle break. Don't just, if it's already taken off, just take the next candle break. Don't try to, unless you want to take it at the original entry, like say if it come back down to the first candle break, like that area, then you can just get in. But other than that, like, yeah, let's just break down NAS 100 trade. So Thursday's trade, it was a demand setup. This is a great setup, but this was actually a 1 hour setup. So if you fast forward, this demand right here, matter of fact, let's take this off. Let's go to the 1 hour. So this setup that was on Thursday, it was a demand setup on the 1 hour. Now this is the demand on the 1 hour. But when I went to the 5 minute and I tried to make the zone smaller, it never tapped into it. So I'm like, okay, if I make the zone smaller right here, it never tapped into it. So if I go back to the 1 hour, it's still in the 1 hour zone. And I'm like, okay, let me just wait for another 5 minute setup to happen. And that's literally what happened. So this was a 1 hour demand, and I waited for another 5 minute demand to happen. And the rest was history after that. That's literally all it was on Thursday, as far as that NAS 100 trade. That's literally all it was. So that was the confidence that's really all I needed, to be honest. And then we had the 200. We had a 200 EMA literally right there at the entry. So that was like great. And we're going away from 200. So we're going with the trend. So this was just like an ideal setup for me, honestly. It was just really just beautiful. I'm gonna be honest. So that was really all the breakdown. This is 1 hour demand. We're going away from the 200. I waited for a 5 minute demand to happen. Boom, just textbook. It's just stuff that we already talked about. So that's really all it was as far as NAS on Thursday. I'm pretty sure y'all took this. But anyway, let's go to the step-by-step. So again, like I know we already talked about this, but again, new people gonna come in, they're gonna be kind of confused. Like, okay, how do I take setups? What are you looking for? Okay, so this is the step-by-step. Okay, this is a step-by-step. When I first get to the charts, I'm talking about at 8 a.m. Really, not really 7:30, because I really wake up at like 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. So 7:30, I go get some water. So what are we talking about? Talking about the questions that I just got this week. So I got a question about what was the confluences on Thursday's NAS 100 trade. Somebody asked me, how do I take the signals if it's late? And the third question was, what is the step-by-step process when you wake up in the morning, like the first thing you do, and then just walk us through like the step-by-step process. So, bro, I'll be up at 4 a.m. Oh, you must be on the West Coast because that's tough. But okay, so the step-by-step process. So when I first wake up, I wake up at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time every single day. I'm not waking up any later. 7:30, go get some water, come to the chart. I come to the charts, it'd be like 750. The first thing I do, especially like say if I'm just only trading indices, if I come to the charts and the New York Stock Exchange open has already happened, the first thing I'm doing is looking for my zones. That's number one. Where is my supply and demand zones, especially the ones with the gap? Like that's mainly what I'm always trading anyway. But I'm looking for my zones. Okay, so I'm looking at the top to see, okay, is it a zone all the way up here? Is it any type of zones? No, they already got tapped into. All of these got tapped into. Like if you look at them, they all got tapped into. Let me take this off. So all of them got tapped into. The only one that never got tapped into is literally right here. Okay, so I'm going to mark that up. Now, after I mark it up, I'm going to go to the 1 hour. I'm going to go to the 1 hour to see what is the trend. Are we breaking structure to the upside? Are we consolidating? What is the trend? Because I need to know, am I going with the 1 hour? Because the 1 hour and a 5 minute is like brothers and sisters, like they like hand in hand. So I always have to go to the 1 hour. If I'm looking at this looks like a downtrend. Like nothing is telling me that this is going to go up. So I'm not going to try to act like, oh, this is a reversal. Like we're at the bottom. The only way we're at the bottom is if I see a break of structure going up. Other than that, it's a no. I got a quick question if you're able to get to it. I have a 60% win rate and the ROI is good. However, when do you stop trading? Do you stop at a certain percentage goal? So I do like 1 to 2 setups, but I don't really have a percentage goal or like a daily, like a money amount type of goal. It's really just 1 to 2 setups, honestly. But 60%, that's kind of low, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Are you getting in aggressive? Because like I said before, like if you take these supply and demand setups with just aggressive, like your win rate is gonna drop. It's kind of low, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know, like if you need like some extra help, are you doing homework? Because like 60%, like even though that's like better, like that you winning like over 50%, that's still kind of low, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. But okay, so let's go back to this. So I'm going to the 1 hour and I'm seeing the overall trend. What is going on? Do we got gaps below? Do we got gaps above? What is going on? Then I'm going to turn on my EMAs. What is the EMA saying? Okay, we're really far from the 200, but I'm not basing the 200 as far as the 1 hour. Like I'm not trying to, okay, we're so far from the 200 on the 1 hour. Like that's not my entry time frame. That's literally not my entry time frame. So what do you think is the ideal win rate? Anything over 70%, I'm gonna be honest. Anything over 70, like that's ideal. That is ideal to me. Now, don't get me wrong. Like some people have lower win rates, but their risk rewards be like 1 to 15, 1 to 10. So it just, what are you okay with? I'm not okay with 60%. I'm gonna just be real. I'm not. That's not. Okay, so after I see the 1 hour, like we're on the downtrend, I'm gonna go to the 5 minute. Now, I am going to glance at the 4 hour, but the 4 hour is not going to tell me much because, I mean, I'm trading setups off the 5 minutes. So if I'm not at a supply and demand zone on the 4 hour, I don't really care what's going on the 4 hour. I'm gonna just be real. I don't really look at the daily. I'm gonna be real. I don't look at the daily. Is gold and NAS good to trade London session? I would say gold. I don't really trade NAS during London sessions, so I can't really answer that. But gold, definitely. Definitely, for sure. How do you go back testing and collecting data? You can use simulators. You can just back test the setup and see how well it do in certain situations. I mean, I talked about it before, but I back test 2 different setups. So I back test only 5 minute setups, and then I back test when there's multiple confluences on different time frames. So like say if I only back test just 1 hour, 5 minutes. And then I'll back test 4 hour, 1 hour, or I'll back test just a 5 minute. But I'm doing different data as far as different type of setups. Because again, like most of the time we're gonna be taking setups on the 5 minute. But say if we run into a day where we got a 1 hour setup happening, what do we do? So that's why you should like back test differently. Like see what's the win rate when you have a 1 hour setup and then you take the 5 minute setup, or when you take a 15 minute setup and you take the 5 minute entry, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So just see what the win rate on those type of setups, not just the 5 minute alone. Like check out the other time frames. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's making sense. But okay, so after I go on the 4 hour, I glance at the 4 hour, then I go to the 1 hour to see the overall trend. Then I'm going to go to the 5 minute. And then when I go to the 5 minute, I'm going to turn on my EMAs to see where is the 200. Are we going away from 200? That's what the trend. So with this setup alone, like honestly, this is like ideal because this made a lower. This went lower than this low. Now, this is obviously a supply. So all I'm going to do is just literally just wait until we get into that zone. It tapped into that zone, and I'm going to take the next break, which will be right here. And the rest is history after that. And I'll be looking left far as like liquidity, like is liquidity like down here as far as like a runner. That'll be a good area to leave a runner, like somewhere right there. And then that'll be it. Now that may seem simple because this is what I do every single day. So like if you come to the market and you trying to like take your own setups and not like my setup, just keep it super simple. Like don't overcomplicate it. Like I know the chat be going kind of fast, be getting overwhelmed. Listen, keep it super simple. Stick to a setup that you've been making money with. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you want to trade the break and retest and that's all you want to trade, just stick with that. If you want to trade the liquidity grab setups, take that. If you want to take the high probability or the low probability, whatever is making you money, stick with that. Don't try to like do all of the above. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's why I just keep it simple. I'm only taking these type of setups every single week. Like that's just how I keep it simple. Okay, let me answer some of these questions. What's the input numbers for your EMAs? This is the 13 EMA, the 50 SMA, and the 200 EMA. Yeah, no, definitely. Like when y'all back test, like say like this weekend, if y'all back test the 5-minute setups, and then get a win rate, like get a percentage, like how well does this hit, and then and also like when you back test, look at the losers too. Like don't just back test the winners. I back test losers too. Like okay, how can I avoid that? Like you know what I'm saying? Don't just always we looking for wins. No, back test when it doesn't work. Like when it don't work, okay, let me not do that when I see that. If that makes sense. Can you talk about passive income and what you recommend to get into if you have time today or next webinar? We can get into that at the end because I really want to focus on Forex right now, but we can talk about like other streams of income for sure if people want to talk about that. Because I know people want to like invest their withdrawals and other stuff. Do you ever have trouble with staying out of the market? If so, how long? What things help you? Why is that hard to stay out the market? Like when I didn't have no trade, when I didn't have no setup on Friday, I was okay with that. I'm just like, I mean, I don't see my setup. I'm not about to force no setup. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to lose no money. So it's like, how much position do you leave as a runner? I will close like after it reached 1-to-1, I would close like 70%, maybe 75%, and then leave like a small percentage running. Or you can just close two positions and then leave one running. It just really depends on how you want to do it. How do you get ideas of what to backtest, like patterns and stuff? I don't look at patterns. I don't like people looking at like harmonics and stuff. And no, like I only look at like inverted head and shoulders because like that's just something that I just see that just work well. But other than that, like I'm just strictly just trading supply and demand, and I'm just looking at that. I'm gonna be real. Repeat those indicators real quick so I can write it down. It's the 13 EMA, 50 SMA, and the 200 EMA. Those are the only moving averages that I use. 13 EMA is good for runners. I think you made a video on that. Yep, I did. Yeah, for sure. Do you approach counter trend setups? Counter trend setups, I don't really like. I just like going with the trend because like when you catch a counter trend setup, it's real risky because this can be an explosive move because most of the time, like New York like to do reversals. So if you catch like I think that, hold on, let me see. I think it was on EU. Let me see. I think EU on Friday, it had like a demand set up like at the very bottom like this. Like this. These moves, like you don't know if they're gonna hit or not. Like stuff like this, you just don't know if it's gonna hit or not. Like, and this did very well. But me personally, I just don't like the counter trend. I don't. I like going with the trend only. Like I'm trying to go with the trend. But like these type of moves, like you can catch it, but are you really gonna be confident to take this at the very bottom? You know what I'm saying? You gotta take that risk. You feel me? How many trades you take a day? 1 to 2 setups. 1 to 2 setups a day. 1 to 2 setups. Do you think summertime affects the current markets? Absolutely. Absolutely. The market during the summer is going to be different during the holidays. At the end of the year, it's going to be different. During New Year's, it's going to be different. It's not going to be the same. When bodies of the candles are closing in the zone, what are you watching for? I'm just waiting for the break. I'm just so say right here, if it's a demand zone right here, and let me do replay mode, and this red candle start coming down, and candles are closing right here, I'm still just waiting for the break. Nothing is changing. I'm just waiting on the break. That's literally it. That's all I'm doing. They don't make this indicator no more. Somebody made me indicator a few years ago, and they don't make this one. So you can just literally just find any indicator as far as EMAs, and you should be good. What is your, if there's a huge wick, do you ever mark it up as a zone from the wick of the body or the zone? Okay, so if my zone is too big, like I'm really just gonna trade the break. Like I'm just gonna keep it super simple. Like every single week, it's still the same. It's all the same stuff. Like the smaller the zone, the better, in my opinion. I just like the smaller zones because when I have a smaller zone, I'd rather get in aggressive because I'm only risking so like this much. But if the zone too big, like I'm definitely taking a break because I don't really know where to put my stop loss. And say if I do get in aggressive on a big zone, I'm not going to put my stop loss underneath that zone because my stop loss too damn big. I'm good. Like I'm not doing that. Do you like to go with the trend on the 5 minute or both 1 hour, 5 minute? 5 minute for sure. 5 minute for sure. Are you planning to adjust your trading plan rules with all this talk of recession coming? I feel like we're in a recession right now, but no. I'm just gonna stick with what's been making me money, which is these setups, not gonna lie. Can you talk about bank levels, for example, like explosive bank levels? Actually, I haven't even been putting my bank levels on. I'm gonna be real. Like I haven't even been using them. I'm gonna be real. I haven't. But bank levels, them like on NAS 100, like they still be legit. Like people still be saying like, bro, these bank levels be hitting. I just don't have them on my chart. But they work though. I just don't have them on my chart. How can you see a breaker structure if the candles have a lot of wicks and it's messy? Go to the line chart. That's literally like, that's all that it is. So let me take this off. I mean, I talked about it before, but if you really having a hard time like seeing like structure, go to the line chart. The line chart will not lie to you. It literally won't lie to you. Let me try to find one that got a breaker structure. Okay, right here, this is perfect. So this swing high, let's go to the line chart. This swing high right here got broken because this is a new high. And if you go to the line chart, that's a new high, and then we got a demand that's literally right at the bottom. Boom, that's it. The rest was history after that. So just go to line chart, bro. Like line chart, it ain't gonna lie to you. It ain't gonna lie to you. I had to get disciplined to go down to just one pair. Yeah, a lot of people are really just trading NAS in the group. I ain't gonna lie, like I feel y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel y'all, because sometimes like Forex pairs really just be garbage, man. I just gotta be real. Like all USD be garbage. It be garbage sometimes. Like even though I'll be making money off of it, just be garbage, man. Do you normally trade going with the 15-minute trend? I'm not really looking at the 15-minute too much, I'm gonna be honest, but definitely the 1 hour trend. Definitely the 1 hour trend. What does it mean when your setup is invalid? So I can just tell you new, bro. So when I'm taking a demand setup and I send a trade out, I'll be like either get in aggressive or take the candle break. Now, when you get in aggressive, your stop loss, like especially if the zone's small, it have to go underneath the zone. So say if this demand zone right here, you get in at the zone, you literally get in right there as soon as you tap that zone. Your stop loss, if the zone is small, now if it's huge, I wouldn't recommend getting aggressive. But say right here, this is 12 pips on Euro USD. That's not that bad. But what was the question again? I just lost my train of thought. I just lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah. So if you get into the zone, like say if I send a trade out to the group, and I'd be like, okay, get in aggressive or get in with a candle break. The candle break is the safe entry. The aggressive entry is like high risk. So that's really like, you know what I'm saying? I don't get in aggressive all a single time. But what makes it invalid is when the price go like tap the bottom of the box as far as the demand, and the same thing for our supply. It should not tap the top of the box if it's supply. Why is it blasting through? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my rules. Like some people still be taking it even though it being valid. I don't know why, but that's just how they trade. That's my rules. My rules is it should not touch the bottom of demand and it shouldn't touch the top of supply. The box, like the zone. It shouldn't do that. Like it really shouldn't do that. Let me scroll down. These are a lot of questions. Why don't you trade gold? Never like gold. Lost a lot of money on gold. Bad blood with gold. It's just it's just that simple. Do you think only doing one-on-ones can get you funded? No. Nope. You know I'm gonna be real. No. No, leave runners, man. Runners, man. Runners. Leave them. I know it's like mentally it's hard to leave runners because you just want to close because you up, but bro, leave runners, man. Leave runners. I don't even be showing my runners like that. I really don't, but I'll leave runners. I don't. I don't show my runners like that. But bro, you need the runners. Like one-on-ones, like that's just let's just get consistent wins. But the runners are going to be those are the trades. Like when we get good wins and they running, like what was that? Hold on, Nas. Actually, Nas had a setup. Nas had a setup on Friday. Like after it did that explosive move, people took this demand right here. And we're going away from 200 and it was running for the rest of the day. You need that because we're not going to win every single setup. So you need to cover those losses. You need to cover those losses. Like when I lost on, what was that, Thursday, I lost on GU and then I traded NAS and covered my loss. Like we need that. Like we need that. Do you usually get an aggressive right before a smart money setup is formed? It depends, bro. It depends, honestly. Do you avoid trading medium? I don't care about medium impact. I don't care about that. Now, high impact, I stay away from. How did you stop over leveraging? Are your accounts small? I think your name Jevy, something like that. Is your account small? Because that's the only time I was 15K. No, that's actually great. What's your risk management looking like? You know what I'm saying? Like you got 15 bands in your account. Like you shouldn't even be, you can easily make 500 in a day, each day, easy. So it's just like, why don't you have like a strict trading plan? Like it should just be strict. Like I'm not trying to lose this much in a day. You got magic keys? Yeah, you should definitely like just have that set risk. Like I'm not trying to lose more than 400, 600 in a day. You good. Like, you know what I'm saying? But stop over leveraging. Just have a strict trading plan, set pairs, set risk. You don't have to keep trading all day. Like take your money and go. Like, this is not a job. You know what I'm saying? Like take your money. We can just do this tomorrow. For $30, everybody should get the digital magic keys for real. I'm trying to tell you. Risk management, like, bro, like I risk my account in the fixed lot size, but people that's taking challenges, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. Like they are very strict on risk management. Like it's really big. So if you're taking a challenge, use percentages as far as risk. Don't do the fixed lot size because it's not gonna, no, you can lose a trade and boom, account gone. So no, you can't do that with funded accounts. Now, when you got your personal account, you can risk however you want to risk it, but not with the funded. That's their money. That's literally their money. For clarification, if we are in the uptrend and price created more higher highs, taking out previous highs, is that still considered break of structure, or do we need higher lows? No. If higher highs, okay. So I think this is what you're saying. Let me draw this out. So say if this is a low, but they just made a low, they just made a lower low, but then they just broke this structure. That's still structure being broken up. If that makes sense. That's still structure being broken up if we still on the uptrend. Because sometimes like the trend, it's not gonna always be beautiful. Like it's gonna be something like that. It's not gonna always be beautiful, but we know that we're overall on the uptrend. You know what I'm saying? Can you reread my message? I was asking, what does it mean when you have an accurate setup, but price doesn't take off crazy like it normally does? No. Okay, so when because that happened to me all the time. So say if we're trying to get a one-on-one and it's literally like a couple pips away and then it reverse and hit my stop loss, that's out of our control. But like when it comes to counter trend setups, like most of the time, like that's not gonna, it may give you a one-on-one and then it's gonna go in that original trend. So you're gonna know if you want a counter trend move because you're gonna see a bunch of candles going against you. So say if we try to take let me see. Because clearly this is an uptrend. So say if I try to take a supply setup around here, like that's a bad example right there. Okay, something like this. Say if we did something like dumb like this, I would never do this, but say if I did. So say if this supply right here, it got tapped into in their job and it gave us a quick little 1-to-1 right here, but we are going against the trend. This is literally what it's going to do. It's going to literally tap into your 1-to-1, literally, and then go in the initial direction. That's counter trend right here. This is counter trend right here. We don't want to do this. I mean, you can, but understand like it's not going to hit always. It's not going to always hit. The difference between major swing and minor swing. What you mean by the difference? So you strictly recommend Magic Keys for funded accounts. It's great for Magic Keys is great if you want to really get your risk management down and understand how much you're risking every single trade without worrying about it. So if you got a 100K account and you like, I don't want to lose 1,000 in a day, you can literally set that up on Magic Keys to only risk 500 per setup, 250 per setup, 300 per setup, and you wouldn't know how much you risking per setup. So you don't have to think about it. You can be less emotional. Like, I just feel like that's just like, that's a deal breaker. Like if you know how much you're going to lose before you get into the trade, you accept the risk. Like you can't really beat that. I'm not gonna lie. You can't really beat that. Is it normal for Magic Keys to stop me out a few dollars over without risk? You gotta take into account commission too, bro. So it may be a little bit more. It may be a little bit more. Did anyone got that NAS buy on Friday? If so, show the entry. Oh no, I didn't take it, but I saw it though. The entry is literally right here. Oh, you talking about the first push? I think you talking about the first push. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I didn't hop in. If you talking about this, but nah, I don't trade the open, so nah. Yeah, because I got 10K funded, and not gonna lie, I don't want to lose that shit. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. People be losing accounts, they pass it, lose it. Like you gotta be careful, bro. But this the man I'm talking about as far as NAS on Friday. But yeah, I don't. If you took this and you just hit buy and you start winning, like that's a dub. But I didn't see it. I didn't see no setup. When leaving runner, you move your stop loss to entry. Absolutely. Yeah, I trade after the open. I trade after the open, or I try to trade before it. But before it'd be a hit or miss sometimes. Like trading pre-market with NAS, it'd be a hit or miss. Sometimes it'd be lit, and then sometimes it just don't. It just don't be hitting no nothing. Should I start with a 10K account or scale up and go for a big account? That's kind of preference. If you want to trade with 10K with your own funds, do that. You know what I'm saying? You got full control over your account, but I mean, obviously more people want more than just 10K. So it's really just up to you, bro. Like, do you want to trade with 10K or do you want to trade with 100K with somebody else's money? It just really depends. But some people, like, I be getting DMs all the time. People like, bro, I don't want to do the funding route. I want my own capital. So I feel you. Like, if you want your own capital, like, I mean, rock with the 10K. You know what I'm saying? How to find the best setup. Okay, so you're new. So you gonna have to catch up. You like 10 webinars behind for sure. So you definitely like Shay iPhone, yeah. You gonna have to catch up on the webinars for sure. Cause like you probably, and then definitely watch the snippet as far as like the supply and demand strategy. I think it's in announcements. Like watch that video so you can get an idea of like how most of us trade and stuff like that. That's a girl computer you would have hell trying to get Magic Keys to work on it. Yeah, like, and that's like 10 hours worth of just information. So yeah, I mean, take your time. Don't rush through it. You know what I'm saying? Just take your time. But anybody got any more questions though? Because that was literally the only two questions that I got was the NAS 100 trade on Thursday and the step-by-step process. And my step-by-step process is just literally so simple. Like it's literally so simple. How long until you desensitized by big losses? That's a video right there. But honestly, like me losing, like, cause I lost 2,400 on GU and I didn't feel anything because it just like, but you just get numb to it after a while. It's like, man, this is just trading. Like, this is nothing, like nothing else. Like, this is just trading. So like when I have like a big loss, it's just like, what can I do? It's gone. Can't do nothing about it. Just keep it pushing and just take the next setup. You know what I'm saying? It's really nothing I can do. Might have to just use your trading ideas to pass and go solo. Man, I don't even recommend that. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even recommend that. If you can't pass on your own, should you even have the account? Like, yeah, you can take my trades, but you should be able to take your own trades, like take your own setups. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what this group is for. Like, this is not like it's a signal group. Like, people trying to do this independently. So it just, you feel what I'm saying? Like, if you got the account, but you need me to trade for you, that's not ideal. You know what I'm saying? So signals ain't gonna make you money long term. It's not. You gotta know how to do this on your own. I know you probably went over this, but when do you decide to trade support and resistance? I know you did it earlier this week. I think on NAS. No, the only time I read like support and resistance is when it's grabbing liquidity. So stuff like this, and then look at this candle right here. When it does this right here, when it wicks lower than the previous low, those are the ones I like. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is a support setup, but I like when it does that because I know that they just did some bullshit to go up. You know what I'm saying? So like when it's a liquidity grab, when it dipped lower than the previous low to go up, those are the support and resistance setups I like. Same thing for as resistance. Let me try to find one for as resistance. But those the main ones. I'm gonna be honest. Like those the main ones that I just like the most. I don't really see no resistance one because I think NAS is on a bull run now. Honestly, I don't think we're gonna be pushing down for a while. Okay, something like this. If I put my two lines on these wicks, because remember, I trade support and resistance by the wicks. I don't do anything else. So, or I can even use this one, honestly. I can use this. This is even more cleaner. So this resistance right here, look at how this candle dipped higher than these highs right here. These are the setups that I like as far as support and resistance. Like we're grabbing liquidity to go the other way. Yeah, look, a low probability like LP, that means there's no gap. So this is just like a supply and demand that already got tapped into and it's just coming back into that zone. Okay. And those type of setups, you gotta get your stop loss room because you're getting in and we don't know if they're ready to go when they get into that zone. So that's why I say like the low probability setups, put your stop loss underneath the zone by default. This is not a discussion. Okay, so yeah, these are the ones that I like. And you see how it just dropped aggressively because they just grabbed these highs right there. Those are the ones that I like. Do you trade divergers into account? Not really. Not really. If that's what you want to add to supply and demand on your own and you want to backtest that with supply and demand, do that. Some people be using the divergers when they want to catch counter trend moves, but like I said, that's just something that you're adding to your system. You know what I'm saying? You can learn the system and add to it if that's what you want to do, but I'm not using divergence. I'm just not doing it. I don't need it. I haven't been using it, so I'm good. I am planning on trading with my own capital, attempting to fund a challenge. What is the best way to manage these two accounts in terms of growing them? Take the same trades, longer term position on the funded. Take the same trades on two different accounts. Nah, bro. Trade them separate. Why? Because okay, so say if you have a bad week, you just lost two accounts. No, bro. Trade it separate. Why would you take the same trade? I would take separate trades. I would trade one of those accounts. I'll only trade NAS 100, and then other accounts I'll trade forex pairs. You feel what I'm saying? So you diversifying the accounts because you don't know what type of week you're gonna have. So if you got two funded accounts, I would trade one account with just NAS 100, and then the other one forex pairs. And then you feel what I'm saying? Can you trade NAS on FTMO? I believe so. Don't quote me, but I believe so. I believe so. Rules are simple. Trade with the trend, find supply and demand zones with gaps, find breaker structure, just wait until it enters the zone. Exactly, bro. It's literally that simple. But again, people are new, so they don't really understand, but it's literally that simple. Look for the gaps, look for the supply and demand zones, breaker structure. We wait for the zone to get tapped into, get in aggressive or candle break every single day. We're doing the same stuff every single day. It's just that simple. I'm glad you're really teaching us and we're working together instead of being Fed signals. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, man. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? People leave the group, come back. People, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to hold people hostage. Like, you know what I'm saying? We really trading over here. So it's just, you know what I'm saying? We're just trying to just help somebody. Can you go over yesterday's daily high and daily low? Okay, let's talk about it. So all I'm really using, yes, these EMAs just kind of piss me off. Let me take this off. So yesterday's daily high and daily low, all I'm looking for is where am I at when I see my supply and demand setup? Is yesterday's high on my setup? Are we trading above yesterday's high? Same thing far as yesterday's low. Are we trading below yesterday's low? Or is yesterday's low lining up perfectly with my setup? Either way it go, these are super sensitive areas that it can possibly reverse. Like I've seen this stuff happen so many times where you would think like, okay, they about to blast through it, and they would literally like reject, like they would come all the way down here and then go back up right on the line, literally right on the line. So these areas right here, they're just super sensitive areas. And most of the time, when you see a supply underneath yesterday's low, you're going with the trend because the daily chart is pushing down. Okay, so all of these candles is making up the daily candle for that day. So if I see a supply underneath here, I'm going to take that because we're already pushing down on the daily. So if that makes sense. So if the candle is bearish and we're underneath yesterday's low, that's just more confluence for me to take the supply. And the same thing as far as demand. Like if I'm above, let me see if I can find one. And I have a whole webinar on this too, by the way. But I don't want to say your name wrong, Vanica. I don't want to say it wrong. But yeah, I have a whole webinar about yesterday's daily high and daily low confluence. So definitely watch that one after this webinar. But basically, I just use these lines to see, okay, where can I leave runners? I definitely look at this far as runners, possible reversals, and just extra confluence for my supply and demand setup. But other than that, I don't put too much emphasis on it. But these lines do be helping me. I'm gonna be real, they do. Damn, man, it's been dropping. Let's see. Like stuff like this. You see how it literally just wick down, rejected. This is literally like a support type of setup. Like you can just take this like that because we already bounced off of yesterday's low when going back up. This is like a liquidity grab on the daily, if that makes sense. You think I can only trade NAS and pass FTMO? Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Yes. For runners, do you put them at break even after 1-to-1, or you put a runner a little bit in profit? Break even for sure. Break even. I mean, I'm moving my stop loss. So say if, let me just find like a quick little setup so I can explain these runners, because runners are important. Like people don't be leaving them because people be so emotional, but bro, you got that emotion got to get out the, like just get out the window, because you need runners, man. You need them. That's where's all the setups? Okay, right here. So if I take this setup, I'll take this demand setup, and then I'll take the counter break. After it reaches 1-to-1, take the counter break and I'll put my stop loss underneath that low. And we reach the 1-to-1. After we reach 1-to-1, which is like somewhere like right here, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. But I'm going to move it into profit just a little bit, just so I can, like, you know what I'm saying, cover like the commission and stuff like that. So say if it come back, it's not like I didn't lose anything. So that's literally what I'm doing. I'm just gonna let it ride, and I'm looking left to see, okay, where can I leave the runner? Now, when it comes to indices, sometimes like you're not gonna have no price action. So you just gotta like just trail price, like kind of like just trail it. You don't really have no information as far as, okay, is liquidity up here or anything like that. You don't really have no data. So usually I'll just go with the price, or you can use the 13 EMA as an exit if you want to. It's just really up to you. It's kind of really just up to you, honestly. Do you recommend leaving runners on FTMO? Only raise 1%. So is it worth closing 80% at 1-to-1 RR? I mean, I obviously I recommend leaving runners, but I only raise 1%. And is it worth it closing? I mean, 80%, that's actually good. No, yeah. Yeah. I wish you had your name right there. It said like Zoom user right there. But yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Leaving runner on FTMO 1%. That's decent, bro. As far as finding gaps, can you briefly show me how to find gaps and tell me which webinar to go to? Let's go right here, because I literally just made a webinar about gaps. Like, let me go to it. Where is it at? How to see gaps, daily analysis each day. Right here, gap awareness. Like, just watch it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just sit down and just sit through this. Because this is literally like, this one right here, I broke down gaps like to a T right here. Because people still kind of like having a hard time. Because again, if you can't see the gaps, you're not going to really catch the supply and demand setups like that. So you got to understand the gaps. People don't like sitting through an hour, but I'm trying to tell you, like, once you get it, you don't need to go through the webinar again. You just got it. And if you turn in the homework and I check it, then you should be good. Yeah. Although NAS is moving up, aren't we still in a downtrend? It is dropping, but I feel like I feel like NAS is about to go back up. Like next week, like NAS should just be pushing up, honestly. But we should see though. We going over the homework. I mean, we can. Who had a hard time on the homework? Anybody had a hard time on the homework? Like, it didn't make sense. Any advice as far as finding setups in real time? It's easy for me to find them while back testing. Okay, so how long you been in the group, bro? Because if you can't find them in real time, like, you gotta, I feel like you need like simulator, like you need to like simulate these setups and not just back test it, or you're not really understanding gaps like that. Can we go over the homework? Okay, so the homework, let's go over homework. Let's go to the pin messages. The homework was supply and demand setups, high probability with the gaps. So we're not talking about low probability. We're talking about the ones that have a gap, and we need a breaker structure. So a breaker structure is a low being broken or a high being broken after, like, so we need a breaker structure, tap the zone, not tap the zone, breaker structure. So I've seen the chart where it had a breaker structure, but the structure was broken after the entry. No, the structure had to be broken before the entry, not after. That don't even make sense, because it wouldn't even make sense for it to be a breaker structure. So, like, I seen something like this. Where is this annotation at? So like right here, somebody like do like a supply and demand zone right there. Say if this is my box right there, that'd be my box. And then they'll say, okay, I'm entering right here. My stop loss is right here. And then we got to break a structure right here. No, sir. That's not what we're doing. It have to be a break of structure and then tap into the zone. That GU setup, I think some people were confused where to draw their zone. Some people drew it on just the one green candle and it didn't tap. No, okay, so yeah, no, we definitely talk about that one. But let me go through some homework real quick. But no, yeah, with that GU setup, it had two candles on it. One tap, it tapped the first candle, but it didn't tap the top one. But I drew my box around the entire, like both of those candles. So some people don't like the last two candles. I do. Again, some people in the group just don't trade like how I trade. So I like the last two candles if there's two back-to-back small candles, because sometimes it may tap into that second candle and never tap into that first one. And it was a dub. Like, if people look at the GU setup, I don't mean to be all over the place, but I definitely want to talk about that trade. Where is GU at? What was that? Tuesday? Oh no, it's right. It's right here. So right here, some people had their zone like this, never tapped into it. But it also was a gap on this one as well. If you would have got in at the right time, it would have been a dub for us, a 1-to-1. But other than that, they didn't give us nothing else after that. After the 1-to-1, you was done. So I ended up getting in late, like it was like right here. That's what I was getting in at. And it never gave me my 1-to-1. So I ended up losing. So yeah, like it was like literally like a couple pips away. That's where I got in at. And then it was just a loss. But say if you got in at the correct candle break, if you got in at the correct candle break, that's a dub. Literally a dub. Easy, like 9 pips or 10 pips. There's a dub, but I got in late. So, but people that had the zone marked up like right here, you never had an entry. So it's just like, what charts do you use for as NAS SPX? Oanda. Advice far as taking setups on NFP week. That's a great question, bro. So if you're taking supply and demand setups on NFP week, I don't like leaving runners like that. That's one. Two, I really prefer myself to have a breaker structure. Like it just gotta be ideal because NFP week is always some BS, bro. Like every single, or sometimes recently it's been a week after NFP week. But definitely I would recommend taking some setups that have a breaker structure for sure, or take them only going with the trend. Like, and that's really all we can do. Because NFP week, it do be some BS going on. Like it be like, I can say I've seen a lot of manipulation shit going on NFP week. Like it literally like the candle break just a little bit and then it go hit my stop loss. Like, okay, y'all on some bullshit. The webinar would be on YouTube tomorrow. No, it's gonna be sent into the Discord later today for sure. Is the buy on 622 valid buy based on your rules? What pair are you talking about? What pair are you talking about? On 623, the buy. Let me see. Oh, absolutely. Like soon as it broke that zone, like you see how it just broke that zone and it broke structure. That this demand right here, we missed this, and this was beautiful, and we missed it. Literally right here, the demand right there, boom. You could have took that, and we going away from the 200. Dub. Just that simple. It was just a dub, missed it. And this was a lot of money right here. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I think everybody missed this setup right here. Because I did. I didn't take it. But but anybody had a hard time with the homework though? Like, you feel me? Like, anybody have a hard time with the homework, like spotting structure? You know what I'm saying? That bike created a gap. Yep. It did. So like this is another demand. This is literally another demand right here because it left the gap as it was going up. So as the move is taking off far as the demand, is also creating another demand or creating another gap. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if anybody didn't have no hard time with the homework, like we don't gotta go through it. I ain't trying to waste somebody's time. But it like the same, like I do the same homework because it still be people sending me charts that don't be nothing that we do in here. And I'd be like, bro, like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what this is. It was a dub, like gap, demand, breaker structure, dub. Like going away from 200, dub. Okay. Anybody got any questions though? No questions? Do you use crossing emails as Confluence? No, absolutely not. Does NFP week affect NAS? It affect everything. Bro, you've been asking this question. Yeah, bro, it affect everything, bro. Everything is gonna be moving a little bit abnormally. No, not dub, bro. A dub, like a win, like DUB. A dub, like a dub, like a win, bro. Funny, bro. Does NFP week affect London session? I feel like NFP week don't affect London session. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like London session is just only time London session is fluke is when what's the name of that? I forgot. It's like all that news far as pound. I forgot the name of it. Start with a B. Forgot the name of it. But like when that's going on, like London be on some bullshit, bro. Forgot the name of it. I know y'all know the name of it. It started with a B. Like when pound be having all, yep, Brexit. Yep, there we go, right there. Brexit. When Brexit going on, London be on bullshit. And that's a fact. I've seen it. Does anyone know if FTMO count weekend trading as a trading day? Yeah, I don't know. You gotta ask somebody that's funded. London session is trash on Thursday. I don't know. Hey, I don't know how y'all be waking up, man. How do I get your EMA? They don't even, the person that made this EMA, I guess like he like deleted it or something. So like if I delete this, I can't get it. I can't get it. Doyle, you making all this money now. You ain't got no lady yet. No, sir. Your boy is single. I'll be chilling. Be chilling, man. Oh man. Chilling. Bro, even Patty's trading sessions got removed. That's what I'm saying. He said cap. That's not cap, bro. I mean, wifey, if you want someone that's 100, that's wifey. But no, I'm out here chilling, bro. Like dead ass. Like that's not cap. I mean, I'll be turning up and stuff. I don't be like cuffing stuff. Nah, bro. Y'all can have that. I mean, bro, what are we talking about right now? All right, so if anybody gonna the passive income. Okay, passive income. Do we need to talk about it or no? Do people want to talk about other streams of income or no? Yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so honestly, just like preference, like it just depends on what y'all want to get into. But like making money online and like passive income, that's it. So like people be telling me like, oh, you should like put this into like getting a franchise and stuff like that. It would take longer for me to open up, say if I wanted to open up like a Chick-fil-A or something like that. It's gonna take so much money, time, when I can just try to get into something that's digital. That's why people are like into cryptocurrency, into stuff that's online, because it's easier. It's more like you can get in more easier versus like having a physical business. Now, don't get me wrong, like physical businesses like that is, you need that too. But as far as like passive income, I feel like you can get into Amazon automation. I don't know if people know stuff about like stuff like that, but that is very like, I'm trying to tell you, like Amazon automation, like look into that. I really want somebody to really look into Amazon automation, because I'm trying to tell you, like it'll do wonders. Like that's just something that you can look into as far as like passive income, but you got to have money up front. So like if you're making like a 5K withdrawal, 10K withdrawal, network with somebody that do Amazon automation. Okay, like we talking about this, don't have nothing to do with trading right now. We not even talking about trading right now. Like I'm trying to tell you, like it's just gonna be just automated. You don't have to do anything. I mean, somebody gonna do it for you. You gotta pay them, of course. You always gotta pay somebody. Nothing is free. Gotta pay them, of course. But the return a month, like, bro, like it's crazy. Also, drop shipping. Okay, so when I was drop shipping before I even came on YouTube, like I got like a couple of sales, but it wasn't really something I was passionate about. I'm not really passionate about e-commerce, but drop shipping, it take a little leg work. Like you can't be lazy. Like you gotta actually want to learn other like business models and business skills. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like different stuff. Like you gotta actually want to get into that. Cause if you're not passionate about what, you don't gotta be passionate about it, but you gotta have some type of like determination, because it's a lot. Just like trading, like when you first start, you don't really know how this stuff works, but over time you learn, you make mistakes, you learn. It's the same thing for our drop shipping. So drop shipping is gonna take some leg work. Like you're gonna have to find somebody to show you how to make a store, how to push your products out on Facebook. And it's just, that's a process. I'm not gonna lie. But Amazon automation, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's real. That's you should look into that. That's all I gotta say. When you file your taxes for your trading gains, do you keep the proof? Yes, absolutely. So like my accountant, when like actually, okay, so it was April. Yeah, I think next month I have to pay taxes. So I pay taxes quarterly. So every like 3 months I gotta pay taxes. So I think July or at the beginning of August I gotta pay taxes. So my accountant be like, okay, show me your withdrawals, show me your Coinbase. So I literally have to like screenshot my Coinbase or my crypto.com, send it to him so he gets into IRS so they can calculate how much I made for that little period of time. Or I don't really know how you do it. Like if you do it yearly or quarterly, I don't really know. But when he asked for the withdrawals, he sent to IRS. They gave me a not a balance, but basically like a total, like, okay, this is how much you have to pay. And I just pay it. So it sounds simple, but I just have an account that helps me. So I can't really just tell you like, oh, you should do this, do that. I mean, my accountant really helped me as far as paying taxes. So that's all I can really say on that. I ain't gonna lie. Is trading the easiest way to make money? It's the easiest and hardest way. I ain't gonna lie. Trading is easy, but it's hard in a way because you just gotta. It's so many like mental blockage, like you gotta break through. When taking your high probability subs, they happen to go against you after analyzing your loss. What's usually the reason it went against you? Usually it's me. Usually, if I take a loss and I feel like I follow all my rules, that was just either a loss or I didn't analyze a higher time frame, or I didn't see that we was approaching another supply and demand setup most of the time. I'm not gonna lie. So if I take a demand setup, but I didn't see that it was a supply sitting at the top, and it literally just tapped the supply and it hit me at hit my stop loss, I see that afterwards. But sometimes I just don't be paying attention to it, and that just really just be it. Or again, I may take like a counter trend move and I end up losing. So it's either counter trend, it run into another supply. If I take a demand setup, like it literally run into a supply setup, or I'm not going with the 1 hour trend. Those are like the main three, honestly. Is Amazon automation for Amazon FBA management? No, those are two different things. So Amazon automation and Amazon FBA, two completely different things. Two completely different things. When you withdraw to Coinbase, do they hold your funds and not let you transfer 7 days, or you can transfer the bank immediately? So it depends on how you do it. I use mine with the debit card. If you use it with your bank, it's going to take like 7 business days. But if you do it with your debit card, it can literally hit like in 2 days or the next day. Okay. Do you trade through an LLC? Yes, absolutely. Do you only send him the Coinbase reports? Yeah. So like, say if I like that trade that I won on Thursday, I won't send him that. Why? Because it's not my money until I take it out. Like the money that's sitting in your trading account is not yours. It's the brokerage. Okay. It's only yours when it touches your Coinbase or your whatever crypto wallet. Is not your money. Okay. So I like my account, like he asked me, okay, how much you made? I'm not about to send him the money that I just made in the market and I didn't withdraw it. You feel what I'm saying? So I only send him the withdrawals. I'm not about to try to pay more taxes on stuff that I never obtained. I don't have it. It's not mine. So I don't send him that. When you talk about getting aggressive last week and taking some smaller pip zones, does it matter if I risk my account by percentages? No. However you want to risk it. However you want to risk it. Does this strategy work on options? I never trade options. So I can't trade out. I never trade options. I thought you were trading on the S Corp. Yeah, I am. I just transitioned from LLC to S Corp. All an S Corp is, you're just paying yourself. Like I pay myself a salary. That's all that it is. Do you need crypto to start an account? Some brokers, you need crypto to fund it and withdraw. Some brokers, you don't. It just depends on the broker. Is it better to scale a 10K account to 20K or to 50K? Again, that's just preference, bro. It is a preference, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So you don't withdraw straight to your bank. No, it gotta go to crypto first. Go to crypto first, like crypto.com or Coinbase, and then your bank account. It's a process. I know it is a process. This shit is irritating, but it's a process. Can you go over the last all USD trade? Okay. Let's go over the last all USD trade. This trade right here, bro. What lot size is 1% of 50K? I want to say that's $500. If I could be wrong, I think that's 1%, $500. Why don't you set your fund directly to your bank? Taxes matter? No, that's just how the broker that I use. Like you have to use crypto. Like Hango Trade, you got to use crypto. No, we lost it on Friday. Oh, on Friday. Oh, let me go to it. Friday. Oh, you talking about this? This what you talking about right here? You talking about this supply right here? So you got in aggressive. I'm guessing you got in aggressive. You definitely lost if you got in aggressive. I didn't get in aggressive because look at where the 200 is at. The 200 is literally right there. It had a break of structure, but I need a candle break. So I never took it. I'm like, no, I need a candle break. The 200 is literally flat. It got a break of structure, but the 200 though. So it just, you know what I'm saying? Is it even logical though to use $500 lot size on? No, not a $500 lot size. No, we talking about 500 as 1% of 50K. We not $500 lot size. No, you gonna lose that very quickly. I got a whole webinar about aggressive entries. Please watch that, bro. I went to the next level. Yeah. If you got it, if you sold Lily right there at that zone, like you lost. Okay. But anybody got any last questions? Because it's 2:00. Any last questions though? If price is a lot under 200 EMA, but really like under, is it good to take a demand? You talking about taking a demand underneath the 200? So just like that EU trade, this is taking a demand underneath the 200. You can, but understand, man, like it's not gonna always hit like that. Like it's just not gonna always hit like that. I don't really like those like that. I like taking demands above the 200. You feel what I'm saying? Bro said, "Do you smoke?" Yeah, I guess. Yeah, people want to know if I smoke. Yes, man. Y'all be worried about the wrong things, bro. What's going on, bro? Yeah. I'm in Barbados, and some banks in Barbados don't allow us to buy crypto. You look into NFTs, yeah, I'll look into NFTs. How would you break up fund an account profit with a withdrawal for yourself and a fun personal trading account? So okay, so if you like, it was literally somebody in a group that had an 88,000 profit split on FTMO. Now, okay, if you got an 88,000 profit split, you need to be putting at least 40 bins in your bank account. You feel what I'm saying? Or at least probably like 60 of that in your bank account. And then put 20 in your personal. You know what I'm saying? But you need to take some of that money. Like you don't have to put it all in your trading account, but take some of that money. So honestly, like say if you get a 10K profit split, or let's just say like 3,000. You get 3,000 profit split with my Forex funds or whatever. Put at least 1,500 in your bank account, and then the other 1,500 go into your personal or something like that. But definitely pay yourself. Don't just take the whole payout and then put it in another trade account. No, like you worked hard for that. Like you need to put some of that in your bank account. No cap. Where can I look for Amazon automation without getting scammed? It's definitely a lot of scams when it comes to Amazon automation. It's this guy called, let me see before I get off this. I think his name like Roughneck or something like that. So there's this guy on YouTube called like Roughneck Ecom. Just check out his YouTube channel. I'm not telling you to invest into him or anything, but just look at what he's sharing. Just look into it. Roughneck Ecom on YouTube. There's a guy I know named Amar B that does FBA. He seems legit. Yeah, y'all gotta be careful, man. Like it's just so many scams out here. It's ridiculous. Like people be making fake accounts to me all the time. It's irritating. But all right, I'm about to get off this though. I ain't gonna lie. I hope that again, the step-by-step process for us every day is so simple. Gaps, supply and demand zones, look at the 1 hour. I'm taking entries off the 5 minute. It's literally that simple, man. Like it's just that simple. I just keep it super simple. I'm not gonna win every single trade. Runners are important. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta lead the runners. Like some people are like, dang, I wish I left runner. And they just be going. It's just like, bro, why didn't you? Yeah, week by week, like we taking the same setup. You're not leaving runners. Like leave a runner, bro. You never know if it might hit or not. And if it hit you at break even, don't be sad about it. Don't be like, damn, that shit tough. No, bro. It's going to happen. Again, with the little trades that I'll be sending out, if I send it out late, take the next candle break. Okay. Just take the next candle break or get in aggressive. Now, again, I talked about it before. If you get in aggressive on every single trade, your win rate would drop, but your risk reward would go up. You taking that risk, you signing up for that if you're getting in aggressive. I don't get in aggressive every single time. I do not do that. And I mean, I just broke down the NAS 100 trade, which was very simple anyway. But all right, y'all have a good weekend, man. Again, Tuesday, homework. Taking the same setups, high probability supply and demand setups. If you had questions on the homework, just DM me. And if you have any questions, just DM me. I be busy though. Sometimes people be like, bro, respond. I'm a human, bro. Like I'm doing shit. So I'm gonna get back to everybody in here. Now, Instagram, please do not DM me on Instagram, bro. Like it's literally like a zoo on Instagram. Please. Okay, but all right, y'all have a good weekend, man. I'll see y'all in the chat. Let's kill it next weekend. People that's taking a challenge, man, just take your time, bro. Don't overanalyze. Don't get super emotional. If you've been killing it on demo on the challenge, do the same thing on the live challenge. It's the same stuff, bro. It's the same stuff. But y'all have a good weekend. I'm out.